Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Hey, in this video I'm going to be talking about Gambit, and specifically shutting down Guardians in the Gambit playlist. Now, I have farmed the ever-living crap out of Gambit. I adore Gambit, and I have played tons of Gambit. And I've gotten into a pretty good groove with the game type, especially when it comes to knowing how to shut down invaders and how to pull off some decent invasions. So I'm going to start with shutting down invaders. So here are my best tips I can give you. Number one is Moat Awareness. So when it comes to shutting down players who are invading your arena, it's really important to manage your HUD, because there's a ton of information. When you're playing Gambit, you're just swamped with information. The game just throws information at you in the bundles. So you need to focus on what's important. So in the very top center of the screen and to the right of it is your enemy moats. So you can just plan on, their portal's going to be up for them to come and invade you at 25 moats. Once they bank 25, they can come over. And also at 50. And again, when you have your primeval up, or when they get to 75 moats, whatever happens first. So increments of 25. And then when your primeval's up, it's just going to be constantly giving them a portal. So they'll just be invading pretty regularly at that point. Now, it's also important not just to think about, those checkpoints, 25, 50, but also, do they have 13, banked right now? And you might see that number 13 and think, oh, they're a little bit ways away. I don't have to worry about an invasion. But you could completely overlook the fact that there's, the white portion of the bar, which is the moats they've collected but have not banked, and that number could be past the 25 point, so you got to keep an eye on that too. You can think, okay, well, as soon as they bank, they're going to have this thing ready to go, so I need to be prepared to shut down an invader. So Moat Awareness is huge. The second thing is spawn knowledge, knowing just where the invaders can come in at. They are set spawn locations, so each map generally has 3 locations that people are going to be spawning at, so the Emerald Shore has trees, ruins, and the beach. So an invader can spawn at any one of those 3 locations. So you're basically just managing 3 different locations and trying to figure out which one of those they're on. At the graveyard map that's in the reef, most of the time, 2 out of 3 times, they're going to be spawning near the man cannon up to the right, which is opposite slums. So if you're looking out from your spawn up to the right, and you see me in the gameplay, I shut down a lot of people up there because 2 of the 3 spawns put them over in that area, so they kind of end up by that man cannon. So you can manage that pretty well. So I tend to go up there to shut someone down, and if I don't get radar pings, I just look across the gap with my scout rifle or whatever ranged weapon I have on and see if I can get eyes on an invader and call out their position. Communication is also really important. Obviously, making call outs as a team. Say, I have no radar pings over here on beach. Check trees, check ruins. So you're just kind of going down the checklist of where this invader might be. If you're playing solo, just keep an eye on, who goes down. If you hear Guardian down, look at your HUD and see, where's the dead Guardian. The dead Guardian is over at trees. I should probably look over there because that's probably where the invader is, or somewhere around there, right? So just get the cues that you're given, taking that information and make a judgment call about where they might be. Pretty simple stuff. I also, when it comes to awareness, you might be thinking, okay, they're about to bank and they'll have a portal up, because that'll put them at 50, and you could be, you're chewing through ads at the time. It's really easy just to tunnel vision on ads. But then in the moment, you might think, okay, they're about to have a portal up. I should not use this very last sniper bullet that I was about to use on this captain. I'm going to save that bullet. Sure enough, you save that bullet, invader comes through, and you check across at slums, and you see, hey, sure enough, he's there, and you just get a nice headshot across the map, and you're thinking, wow, really glad I saved that special ammo so I could shut down an invader. So also, ammo management is an important and key, factor in shutting down invaders. Now, when it comes to invading, when you are, you are the beast in the trailer. So if that's you, if you're the one invading, you go through to the other side. Here's some tips I would give you. One is block first. So whether you're banking 5, 10, or 15, doesn't matter. Just make sure that you throw a blocker down before you go in if you have that option available to you. Sometimes the circumstances are hectic, you don't have the option to do that, maybe their primeval's up, I get it. But if you have the option to bank and summon a blocker first, do. If you got 4 moats and you're like, I can invade right now, or you'd be like, I'm gonna hang on, I'm gonna go kill one ad, throw a blocker to the other side, and then I'll invade, because it's just something else for them to focus on. And then sometimes the blocker might prime one of the guys up a little bit, so that when you go through, they're a little bit weak. It's an easy pick for you. So it's really important, if you have the option to throw down a blocker, do it. Do it. It's just something else to soak up aggro, so you don't get all the attention. The other thing I would tell you is that scout rifles are fantastic. I use the Gambit scout rifle almost all the time in Gambit. I love that thing. Mine has a pretty solid roll. It's got a Zen moment on it. It's got explosive rounds on it, and high caliber rounds. It's just really nice for going to the other side and pegging people with it from a distance, and without having to really expose myself too much. I can use that scout rifle to get some solid picks. Linear fusions are really popular because they have high aim assist and the potential one-hit kill, and they don't have these 15 times zoom scopes on them. It's just a little holographic sight, so it's pretty easy to manage those things and rack up several kills. The other thing I would tell you is that you need to pay attention to the moat counters on top of the players' heads. So if you go across the other side and there's a guy, the first guy you see has 0 moats, and you're like, I'm gonna start shooting this guy and give away my position. Stop. Rethink that decision. Kind of scan the area first. You've got a little bit of time here, especially if you're still in the banking phase. You got some time here to work with. Scan the area, and if don't go straight for the guy with 0 moats. Maybe look for a bigger fish. Look for the guy with 10. Look for the guy with 15 trying to get back to the bank. And those are the ones you really want to focus on, because I'd rather kill 1 guy with 15 moats than 3 guys with 0 and die to the guy with 15, if that makes sense. Don't just take any shot that you have. Make sure it's the right shot before you give away your position. Really, really important. Last thing I would say is it's important to manage sight lines to avoid team fire. And this is even more important when the primeval is up, because you really have to capitalize on your invasions. A botched invasion at that point in the game could be very costly. So don't just stand in a position where 3 guys can see you, because they're going to call you out. They're going to team fire you and you're going to be dead. Just because you have an overshield doesn't mean that you're invincible. So it's really important to kind of maybe stay to the edges and then peek out just a little bit so that you can only see 1 guy at a time. Just focus on the 1. Get the 1 before you start focusing on where the whole team is. So really, really important stuff. Also knowing what your super's capable of. Don't overextend your super. Some supers are just not good at invasions. I main Nova Warp. Now, I basically never use that thing on invasions because it's not a good invasion super. That's not what it's good at doing. It has a very good role in Gambit, but it has nothing to do with killing Guardians. So I tend to hang on to my super and just expect that I need to go in there with special ammo or abilities cooldown of some kind, so that I can capitalize on my invasions. Manage those sidelines. Don't let too many people see you. Don't give away your position too early. So hopefully these were some helpful tips for you. Hopefully you have a really solid time in Gambit, because I know it's just fantastic. It's a fantastic playlist. I'm having so much fun playing it. So yeah, well, I hope to run in you. That almost sounds a little lewd. I apologize. I hope to run into you. Let's go with that instead. That sounds a little less vile. I hope to run into you in the Gambit playlist sometime, and until then, y'all take it easy. Bye-bye.